Good morning, dear students and parents. Hope you all are fit and fine at home. Today we are going to start our second lesson plan of Block 10. Resources for today's class: slip of paper with sentences, content book and notebook. And our today's topic is naming and telling part. And the keywords for today's class are sentence, naming part, telling part, agenda, questioning, discussion, activity, worksheet and homework. Now student, I am going to write a sentence on the board. Look at this. Sia is a beautiful girl. Sia is a beautiful girl. What is the naming word in this sentence? Right, Sia. So this is the naming part of this sentence. Is a beautiful girl. Is a beautiful girl. These all words are telling about Sia. Means these words are giving information about this naming part. So this is telling part. This is telling part, as it is giving information about the naming part. So what is our today's aim? To identify the naming part and the telling part in a sentence. To identify and write naming and telling part in a sentence. As I told you, today we are going to identify the naming part. Naming part you can identify by the naming word, and the telling part in a sentence. The telling part always telling us about the naming word. So this is our today's aim. Now it is time for action time. In action time, today we are going to do one activity. What will you do? I will show you some paper slips. What will you do with those paper slips? You will get different paper slips, then you will connect those paper slip to make a complete sentence. You will take a naming word and the telling part of the sentence. By connecting both the slips, you will make a complete sentence. Yes students, these are the paper slips. By putting two paper slips together, we will make a complete sentence. And for this I will take one naming word like Sam. Sam is scared of Sam is scared of the dark corridor. Now live under the bed. Yes, ghosts live under the bed. Monsters have sharp teeth. And this is last. Big brown bears are dangerous and howl at night. So by putting two slips together, we have made some sentences like Sam is scared of the dark corridor, ghosts live under the bed, monsters have sharp teeth, big brown bears are dangerous and howl at night. Students, just now in the activity we have put the two paper slips together and made the sentences. And which sentences did we get? We get these sentences like Sam is scared of the dark corridor, ghosts live under the bed, monsters have sharp teeth, big brown bears are dangerous and howl at night. Now student, tell me which is the naming part in this sentence. Yes, the naming words are the naming part. Like what is the naming word in this sentence? Sam. And rest of the words are giving information about Sam. Means Sam is scared of the dark corridor. So these words are telling about Sam, about the naming word. So this part is the telling part of this sentence. Ghosts live under the bed. Yes, what is the naming word? Naming part. This is ghosts and this is the telling part of the story. Same how monsters, this is the naming part, have sharp teeth. This is the telling part of this sentence. Big brown bears. Big name na? Big brown bears. This is the naming part of this sentence. Are dangerous and howl at night. This is the telling part of this sentence. So students, what will we do today? Today we will make sentences from the story Scaredy Sam. and you will find out the naming part and the telling part of those sentences. Students, you might have read the story Scaredy Sam. Now tell me, who were the characters in that story? Right, Sid, Sam and their mother. These three were the characters. What do you know about Sid and Sam? What do you know about them? These are the characters Sam, Sid and mother. Now you will tell me about what do you know about Sam. Yes. Now you will write at least 4 sentences about Sam. Now parents, please pause the video so students can find out some information about Sam and then they can write in their notebook. You will make the word web like this and then you will write the sentences. Students, what do you know about Sam? We got these information about Sam from the story Scaredy Sam. Sam was scared of the dark corridor. Sam has a brother named Sid. Sam wanted to eat the first piece of cake. Sam likes to draw. Let's find out the naming part and the telling part of these sentences. Parents, please pause the video and let them find out themselves only. Like, what is the naming part in this sentence? Sam. This is the naming word. So this is the naming part of the sentence and rest of the sentences are the telling part of the sentence. Here again Sam. This is the naming part and rest of the words are giving information about Sam only. So these are the telling part of the sentence. Naming part, telling part. Again it is like this only. Students, now it is time for analysis. I am going to ask some questions to you. Please students, look at these sentences and read them aloud. Sam has a brother named Sid. Sam likes to draw. Sam wanted to eat first piece of cake. Sam was scared of the dark corridor. Okay students, now tell me, who is the sentences about? Is about whom these sentences are written? Right, all these sentences are written about Sam. What are these sentences telling about Sam? ये sentences हमें Sam के बारे में क्या बताते हैं? Right, all these sentences are giving an information about Sam. Like in this sentence, Sam has a brother named Sid. In this sentence, it is giving the information about his brother, and here in this, Sam likes to draw. What does Sam like, and what did Sam eat? What did Sam want to eat? Sam was scared of the dark corridor. Okay, students. Now tell me which are the naming part and which are the telling part in these sentences. As all these sentences are about Sam, so Sam is the naming word, and rest of the sentence part is the telling part, as I told you earlier also. Students, my next question is, what is same about the circle and underlined words? Like, what is same? The circle word are same, only one word is there, Sam, and the other part which are underlined, these are the telling part. All these sentences are giving, all the underlined words are giving information about Sam. So this thing is common in these underlined and circle words. So what is same in all these sentences? What is same in all these sentences? You can learn from these sentences as I have circled and underlined. So what is common thing in all these sentences? Sentences have two parts. One is naming part and this is the telling part. And naming part is having a naming word and telling part giving us information and telling something about the naming part. And we are saying that naming part is having a naming word, and same how in telling part it is having a doing word, and naming part usually comes in the beginning of the sentence. So and in these sentences the telling part has the different doing words like has, likes, wanted, scared of. So these are the doing words. So these things are common in the sentences. Now it is time for HOTS. My question is, how do we find out what the naming part in the sentence Sam likes cake? Means how can we find out the naming word in this sentence like Sam likes cake? Sam is also a name. Sam is a naming word. Cake is also a naming word. Cake is the name of a thing. So how can we find out the naming part in this sentence? It says that it is having two naming words. So how can we find out? We can find out the naming word by asking questions. If we are going to ask question, we can get more information about the naming part. We can ask who likes cake, right? Sam likes cake. So which answer we are getting? Sam. So Sam is the naming word. So this is the naming part of the story of the sentence. Sam is the naming part, and likes cake, this is the telling part of the sentence. Let's start our application now. What will you do? You will complete S2 on page 11 in your workbook. It must be completed within 10 minutes. Open page number 11 of your workbook S2. Naming and telling parts. Circle the naming parts and underline the telling parts in the sentences. What will you do? You will circle the naming part and underline the telling part of the sentences, as we did in the activity time also, and I told in the analysis part also. Like in first sentence, Sam is a boy. One is done for you. Sam is a naming word and it is underlined. It is circled, and is a boy, it is underlined. Sam likes to draw. Scary monsters dance in the dark. So this is how you will complete your question 1. Now move to question number 2. Match the naming part to the telling parts. Now you will match the naming part with the correct telling part. Like the boys. Yes, which one will match with it? The boys have their books. I am eating my dinner. Are my best friend likes to dance. Yes. What can be? You think about it, and then this is how you will match. Like the boys have their books. You will match a number 3. Add a naming part or telling part to each groups of words to make sentences. You will add naming part where underline, and you will fill the blanks by completing the sentence. Wherever it is given, you will complete it by adding the naming part or the telling part. Like I dash, I am a boy. So this is how you can complete it. Here I is a naming word and am a boy, it is the telling part of the sentence. So this is how you will complete your worksheet. Now it is time for homework. What is your today's homework, students? Do practice question 1 and 2 on page number 12 in your content book. You will complete these questions. These are given in your content book. At last, it is time for summarization part. What have we learned, students? What have we learned today? Today we have learned about the naming and the telling part of a sentence. How to identify the naming and the telling part of a sentence. Yes, this is how we can find out the naming part and the telling part of a sentence. Like naming part must be having the naming word, and naming word usually comes in the beginning of the sentences. And telling part about naming part. Telling part is always giving information about the naming part and having the action words. Like Sam likes to draw. Sam likes to draw. Here Sam is the naming word and this part is the telling part, and it is giving information. It is telling about Sam. Means what does Sam like to do. Like, and having the action word. I hope, students, you have enjoyed today's. You have learned about the naming and the telling part also. Now be ready for the next class also, and the resources for next class are only your content book and notebook. Be ready with the resources. Thank you. Have a nice day.